Here we go again. Yet another season of Jujutsu Kaisen and people are going insane. And the show have barely started by the recording of this video, of course. Action videos, reviews, analysis, you name it. Which beg the question, why are people so obsessed with this anime? People split into two polarizing opinions when it comes to this anime. The first group says, the show's so overrated, dude, it's crazy. The first group believes that this show is really overrated, dude. While the second group, this is the best show ever, man. The writing, the pacing, oh my God, dude. I couldn't help but to overhear that conversation, dude. It doesn't matter though. Goku solos, dude. The first group believe it's overrated because they say it's been carried by the animation. And that could be easily debunked because the manga sale is absolutely off the roof. And the second group that says, it's a masterpiece, dude. Yeah, I would hold off a bit. Now, to understand the success of any show, first, you need to look at who is watching this show. That means we're gonna start with the target audience. And to know that, we need to analyze the show in order to see who is the show aiming for. What group of people the show is appealing to. And let's dissect the show into a story, production, and characters. Now the story of Jujutsu Kaisen is pretty simple. A boy with a demon power, which is, it's a shonen classic up at this point, who wants to kill the main villain, which is the demon that's possessing him. This premise is simple enough for the casual viewer and the newcomers of anime to watch the show and not hurt their brain with complicated storylines, for example, like Attack on Titans. Also, it attracts older fans and ignites the inner shonen fanboy inside of them. Now, the second point, it's the production. Now, the visual of Jujutsu Kaisen, it's amazing. The fights are visually stunning and it's consistent of doing that, which is great to attract the casual viewers again and remedy some of the trauma that older shonen fans had before from the inconsistency of animation that older shows had before. Now for the third part, the characters. The characters are interesting enough to make you invest in the story, but let's be honest here. We all here because of Gojo. This fantasy pretty boy, overpowered protagonist. Gojo feels like an isekai protagonist that traveled from another show. I mean, yeah, Gojo is cool and all, but I don't think he's the only reason Jujutsu Kaisen is successful. One character can carry a show. I mean, we've seen this in a recent isekai anime, Elements in the Shadow. I mean, the show is literally said. Whenever he's on screen, the show is entertaining. Otherwise, the show is your typical isekai, overpowered protagonist with a demon lord to fight. And Gojo is very similar to Sed, not in a personality perspective, but whenever he's on screen, he's entertaining. And this further emphasizes that Gojo is an isekai protagonist stuck in another anime. I mean, look at this, man. And to be honest, I'm glad we're getting an arc focused on Gojo. This season is heavily centered on Gojo's past. Frankly, I'm not a big fan of past arcs, but I can understand the point of having them to further expand the characters and the universe of the show, and to give the audience a more clear perspective on the story. Speaking of which, let's talk about this season. The first few minutes started like a horror movie. The atmosphere, the music, and everything. Then they did a typical anime move and shift the tone completely. And so far, by the recording of this video, 3 episodes are out. The animation is consistent, the fights are awesome. Usually the production quality drops when seasons go by. But I don't think Jujutsu Kaisen is gonna suffer from this. Hopefully. And I'm glad the show is focusing on Geto to help us better understand When was his turning point into evil? I mean, look at this, man. What the? Yeah. But to be honest, so far everything looks great. But to be honest, if I was a stranger to this season, I would say, what the duck is going on, man? I felt like they didn't bother explaining a lot of things, and we just jumped into the past right away. For me, that wasn't a problem because I know some spoilers of the manga, but for your average viewer, I would say there will be some confusion. And for the looks of it, this season is following the footsteps of the last season, and further adding more depth to the story. I think people are really gonna enjoy this season. And I'm really hoping things stay consistent because the next incoming arcs are gonna be even better than the past ones. And it's gonna keep getting better and better along the way. So I'm hoping they don't do us dirty. I'm hyped. I'm hyped for this season, man. I'm hyped. Let me know what you guys think. Are you hyped? Are you excited? Are you hating on the show? Leave a comment below. Thank you so much for watching.